Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of FlatWebTV. This is number 31. Really psyched on that. It is now the hot time of summer here, pretty much all across the states. And if you've seen Vegas and Phoenix hitting the mid 100 teens, you might be happy that you're not living there. We're going to get right to it. There are a few things that we're going to cover today, but first I want to kick it off with Effraim's pick of the month. Now, like last month, we have a runner-up, and the runner-up this month for video pick of the month is Vicky Gomez's edit that was recently put out from Wildschnitt. Now, amazing edit. It very much tells the story, and those are always edits that I'm drawn to, and Effraim picked this one as a runner-up, so he's drawn to it as well. Just fantastic. Great editing, great all-around stuff. Now, if Effraim picked Vicky Gomez as a runner-up for Edit of the Month, then you know his choice is going to be amazing, and it didn't disappoint. Do yourself a favor, go to flatmatters.com, and in the search box, just type Pop Jam, P-O-P Jam. 4 riders from Japan just put out the coolest edit. This one was shot and edited by Jimilog, and you've got Shuichi Osada, you've got Eiji Katoka, you've got Moto Sasaki, and you've got Takuya Kasahara. Any one of those guys could put out an edit in and of themselves and blow some minds, but this one, from the music, from the filming, from everything, just kind of made it obviously the pick of the month for Effraim, and just a must watch and a must rewatch. Particularly some of the stuff that Eiji is doing, that Shuichi is doing. It's just crazy unique styles. The way that Eiji gets out of his trick right around the 3-minute 50-second mark just blows me away. The screen goes black, but then there's a little bonus trick at the end with Shuichi doing a short link there. Awesome stuff. You can see Moto's working on some new stuff. So do yourself a favor, if you've watched it, go back and watch it again. If you haven't seen it, go to Flatmatters, check out Pop Jam, and you won't regret it. Really good stuff. Moving along, I wanted to try to get back and do an interview. I haven't done one in a little bit. And something that caught my eye on Facebook was a post from SIngh, who you might remember from the 17403 video from the York Jam a while back. And he's the guy behind Heat 5.6. He posted a picture, like a spy pic, of his new frame that was custom built. Remorse BMX is on the down tube, but the interesting part about that was it wasn't a sticker and it wasn't painted. It was a laser etching, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But I saw that and I wanted to get these guys on the Skype to see what the deal is and what's going on with Remorse BMX. So kind of dial them up right here. And let's get right to it. So you guys probably know Sonny, and this might be an introduction to Chad, right? Chad Catalano, the guys behind Remorse BMX. Can you just maybe dive in and tell us a little bit about Remorse BMX?
You know, Remorse started out, I would say, probably years ago in my head, and it wasn't until maybe a year and a half ago that Sonny, approached me to start making bike parts. I had done a little bit in the past. At the time it felt serious, but it wasn't quite the next level. It was kind of just doing stuff at home and just tinkering around, I guess you could say. So Sonny came to me one day, and I had stopped doing stuff for a while, and he came up and said, we gotta get you doing this again. I can tell you want to make bike parts again, and I see the spark, and for me it was like totally closed doors, and I just hadn't thought about it for a while, and he kicked down the door and said, "You're going to make me a set of bars." So that's what I did. I sourced some already bent grip tubes and knurled clamp bars and stuff. Bought a notcher and just made my own fixture for them, and have revised it a couple times since then. Always doing it, kind of like the homegrown way, where you do it yourself. You don't buy. You can't just go out and buy a handlebar fixture, for the bars that you are thinking about in your head, So you kind of have to not only make the bars, but you have to make the fixture that holds the bars while you're welding them and things like that. So.
Now, Sonny, did you have any input on the specs of the bars and the frame and all that? And if so, can you tell us what those specs are?
Yeah, so I kind of told him, you know, I've been riding for maybe 10 years, gone through a bunch of frames and different set of handlebars, so kind of had an idea in my head what I wanted to ride. But there's always these little variables that I don't know how it's gonna affect my riding. Like how exactly is a couple tenths of a degree on the head angle going to affect my riding? So just talking to Chad and kind of going through this whole process, I've learned to appreciate what some of these minor details will really entail. But pretty much the bars and the frame are all, I told him, here's what I want in terms of specifications, and we kind of made it happen. So the bars are 23 wide, 8 tall, 8 inches tall, 5 degree back, and 3 degree up, 3 degree up. The frame, I've always ridden pretty short frames. I think I had a St. Martin Darwin, which was like 1875 for a while. That was tiny. But this is 19 and a quarter, and I wanted to try a 75 head angle. I was talking to TJ Perry, and he was saying how he was having trouble with his jungle rider, and I guess he got a slacker to make it, slacken the headline or the head angle. And so when I was thinking about it, I was like, I might as well try 75. I've never done it before. I want to see how that's going to affect my riding, just 1 degree off or whatever the difference was from the previous frame. Seat angle 71, which is pretty standard. Back end is what, 13 and a quarter?
12.75.
12.75.
Slammed, anyway.
Slammed, yep. Yeah, and I think raw it's about 4.2 pounds, and we did 2 coats of powder coat, which might add a little bit, but it's still it's probably lighter than most of the other frames I've ridden.
So you've just built the bike within the last couple of days. What are your first impressions?
It's awesome. I mean, it looks. I looked at it, and it looks. Aesthetically, it looks cleaner than anything I've ever ridden. I put it together the other night, and it was kind of raining out, so I didn't actually get to ride. I took it for a spin around the block, and I did a bar hop. That's all I had room to do, and it felt great.
Well, like I said, the one thing that caught my eye on Facebook was the finish of that laser etching, and I don't think the pictures do it justice. So can you tell us a little bit about that process and how that came about, the laser etching on that down tube?
Well, that was all Sonny. I mean, he was the artist that came up with that. It was a surprise to me, actually. He wouldn't tell me what color he was making this thing. He didn't tell me what he had in mind. We had talked about doing an engraved head tube, which is pretty popular right now, and I think it's a great idea. So the bike always has, some kind of stamping to prove what it is. But he said, "No, man, I'm going to surprise you with this." So
yeah. All
of a sudden, I see pictures on the Facebook with it's red, and the next picture I see it's black, and then I still really didn't know what was up. And then I knew he had been taking this laser etching class, so I started to figure it out. But basically, it's a red frame under the black. He laser etched off, where it says Remorse BMX. So it's actually kind of an inverted decal, if you will. You can feel it a little bit. It's not like rough edges at all. It's and it kind of has a little patina to it. It's not perfectly red, where it's laser etched off of there. But it looks really sick, man. I've never seen it done before, and that's one thing that Sonny really brings to the table. Aside from me building the bare frame, and he really takes it to the artistic level and makes it his, and that's really what BMX is all about, being an individual and building something or having something that is an extension of who you are, of your personality, and things like that, because that's what it means to me. It's about fun, being an individual, being yourself, get out on your bike and, just being a grown kid, it's just a lot of fun.
Tell us actually a little bit more about the powder coating. It sounds like there's a cool DIY story behind that too.
Yeah, so our friend, like I said, this is all do-it-yourself. We're trying to keep our hands on almost every aspect of it. Our friend Rick McDonald, who lives up by me near Boston, he helped us, immensely with the powder coating. He's also a DIY guy. He bought a powder coating gun and he built an oven. So for the smaller parts, he uses an old toaster oven that his wife didn't need anymore, I guess. But for the frames, went to Home Depot, got a cross section of a piece of heating duct and wrapped it around an insulation, and has like a small window with heat treated glass that doesn't melt. Put a thermometer in there, cut out a hole in the back, and uses a heat gun and sticks the gun in there, turns it on, and waits for the oven to heat up to 350 degrees. And I'll send you a video of this, but he has this just oven. It melts. I mean, it's not meant to do this, so we can only do a couple items before it falls apart. Then we got to rebuild it. But we did all the powder coating in his garage. You know, he taught me how to powder coat. We did the frame, the bars, the forks, seat posts, cranks, everything. But he's been a huge help, and like this would not happen without him.
Well, if someone out there wants to get a custom frame, a set of custom bars, or anything else beyond that, what's the best way to get in touch with you guys?
Yeah, Facebook.com/Remorse BMX. We also have RemorseBMX.com. It's kind of sparse. I've been kind of slacking on actually making the site, but it's there. There's links on Remorse BMX to the Facebook page. Eventually, we'll have a little bit more, pictures, some write-ups on the actual parts, and all that stuff.
Well, thanks. I think we look forward to seeing maybe a video bike check coming out soon once you've had a chance to put some time into riding the bike. And look forward to more stuff from Remorse BMX. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
So that was Sonny and Chad from Remorse BMX. It looks like they're doing some cool things. Totally psyched on that laser etching. And if you saw in the little video how that's done, it's pretty cool. Before we wrap up, there was something that I'd done a while back, and I just hadn't been able to get it on the show, and I think now is a perfect time. Scott O'Brien, just coming off of Voodoo Jam, we cannot keep him out of the news. So last time I was chatting with Scott on Skype, we did a 5 questions with, so you might remember trying to ask different riders the same 5 questions. And here was Scott O'Brien's 5 questions.
It has to be Marty Copa. He pushed me so hard. My old house, what we called the dojo, which was my garage. Oh man, favorite trick for me? Dude, I'm feeling little half cabs, little 180 half cabs. I'm loving them right now. Right, well, my favorite music is rap music. I listen to Booba. He's a French rapper. He's like the 50 Cent in Europe, I love his beats, and I've been listening to him for a long time. Alex Jumlin turned me on to him. Man, I just got to go with Dorkin 4. I got to go back to my roots. That's just where it was, man.
Thanks, Scott, for doing that. So that is it for the July show. I am officially on baby watch, so the August show might be early, it might be late, I'm not sure. My baby is due on the 4th of August. Hopefully the next generation of Flatlanders are going to be born here soon. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Go to the Facebook page as usual, like it, post comments, do whatever you like. And just thanks for watching. See you guys later.